What's going on, everyone? This is Real Deal Sports. The usual guys, myself, Nico Suave. We got Big Walt repping LA. Then we got John. John, what kind of shirt is that? I like that.
Pandas. I like pandas.
I see you, my brother.
You'll watch like it's a long story. Like you ever watch WWE?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
The WWE
You
used to,
you talk about wrestling, right?
yeah, but the WWE used to be called WWF,
Right.
which
Right.
the
World Wrestling Federation.
yeah, sued them over it. So it's kind of like a mock of it. Like you got two pandas, one of them about to knock the other one out with a chair.
Wow. I didn't know that.
I'm about to say that's kind of deep.
But well,
It is.
because like the World Wrestling Foundation, like this is their logo right here, the panda. This right here.
That is right. Like you talk about the commercials, right?
Oh.
Yeah, this is their logo.
Okay.
So now you got another panda about to knock out the other.
I
That's
get it.
crazy.
I get it.
It's a long
But
panda.
when we get done with this, I just found out something crazy too regarding the WWE that I didn't know of. That it's kind of messed up, but then it kind of ain't, because I could see where the people that's trying to sue them is coming from. We'll talk about it after hours. But this weekend, man, it was wild card.
After hour show for all those who stick around.
Right, the after hour show for sure.
Yeah, this is the show y'all don't see, but on purpose. But this weekend, guys, it was wild card Saturday, Sunday, and Monday night. First time ever. Wow, a playoff game on a Monday night.
And apparently it's called Super Wild Card. I didn't know that. Apparently this is
Yeah, when did they change that?
You
I
just
guess
surprised me.
Does that mean next week is wild card?
No, I think next week we just
Right, it's still a divisional round.
divisional round.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't know where this new name came from.
I told you, when you make the rules, you can break them.
Hey man, I was talking to my wife today. Like, man, some of these names, like, it's okay to say the full name. Like, people have been calling like the national championship the Natty. I'm like, all right, it's weird, but whatever, it is what it is.
That's what they call Cincinnati. You can't say the Natty for a national
I
championship.
was reading something today where now they're calling celebrations.
I thought they call it Cincy.
No, they say the Natty. The
No,
Natty.
but
Do they really?
I would say Cincy, but I've heard the Natty.
From there.
They say nasty Natty.
But nowadays, Nico,
So serious.
It's dirty.
Yes. No,
All right, go ahead.
I'm just like,
no, but I'm just saying today I was reading in like ESPN or something, and they were calling celebrations Sellies. I'm like, come on, man, it's like,
yeah, you can't abbreviate everything.
Yeah, you can't.
Come on, bro. Just say
they said a cheerleader helped OBJ with one of his Sellies or something, and I was like, first it took me a second, like, what is a Sellie? Like, what? Oh, okay, I get it.
Cellmate? Like, hey.
Anyway,
Yeah.
get back to the story, Nico.
So, wild card weekend, man. Wild card Sunday, Monday, and Saturday. And the Dallas Cowboys feel like they got robbed. Short and simple. But I think we've all played Madden before. And we know when we ain't got timeouts, we're not running a draw or a halfback dive up the middle, because you don't have no timeouts.
The coach said that was a good play.
How?
I'm just telling you what Mike.
No,
there were a couple things.
Go ahead, John. What you
No, I was gonna say there was a couple. I'm not gonna get in the whole breakdown right now, but there were a couple bad things that had to happen to that play, not to be able to set up the next play. When he slid, tell me that wasn't one of the longest slides y'all ever saw. Like he just kept sliding, man. Like I don't know if
the floor. Turf. You know, turf.
It was.
I'm just saying he slid like a long way.
Think about when dude made that interception.
Why were both of referees 25 yards away from the play? Like they were so far. That referee watched the video. He came on a full sprint, man. Like he realized, oh shoot, they're running a QB draw. Like even he was like, what is this? All right, this is new. But still, like he had to do a 25-yard sprint to come up. Then of course, I can't tell. Like I know Dak saw the ref coming, and it looked like he slid into his way. But I kind of think like he saw him, but was already moving that way. But still, like he moved right in the way of the ref. I don't know if that was on purpose or not. And then the ref didn't really try that hard to avoid him because he was coming in full speed. So he was just like screw it, I'm gonna take him out. Tried to tackle Dak, and then he had to touch it, and then man, the whole thing just like there were several bad things that had to happen for the play not to work. But yes, still, who runs that play?
Did you just say the ref tried to take him out?
Man, he definitely did. He did not try to avoid Dak at all. Watch it. He was coming in hot. He was running full speed. He was like, I'm going through him.
Before that, he gave the ball to the center though.
He did. Now that wasn't
smart. You're not supposed to get the ball to the center.
Wasn't smart. Yeah.
You have to get the ball to the ref.
But the crazy part was the ref came up and watched the video too. The ref, again, 25 yards away, had no clue the spot of the ball. Comes up and goes, I'm here. No, maybe here. No, how about here? Like he moved it 3 times. Like was like,
he did.
You have no clue where the ball. Like he had no
clue
where the ball should have been either.
But also, that's just poor clock management.
I was just about to say that.
Poor clock management. That's at the end of the day, that's what it was.
Right. So that's the thing, right? At the end of the day, I didn't feel like that whole game was thrown by the refs. Right? Because even with that play, even if they got the play off, they still had to make a 30, 35-yard pass into the end zone.
The Cowboys killed themselves, man. They had 14 turnovers. I mean, I'm sorry, not turnovers, penalties.
I was gonna say, what?
They have 14 penalties.
What?
Yeah, they're the most penalized. I believe. I don't know. I believe they're the most penalized team in the league.
Yes, they are. They are the most penalized team, and they killed themselves, man. And then going back to what you were saying with that getting to it with the ref. Dak should have been went down before he even tried to make that little baseball slide like he was sliding home or something, bro. Like he should have went down maybe about 5 yards before that. He still would have had maybe 12 to 14 seconds left. Plenty of time to spike the ball, run another play.
Or if anything, just get the first down and slide. After you pass the first down, slide.
It was 3rd and 1 or 3rd and 2.
It was something like that.
It was like,
but at least, if anything, you have a chance at a Hail Mary. And with Hail Marys, we've seen them before, things can happen. They can bat the ball down. Somebody be standing right there. We've seen it.
Mike McCarthy didn't want to throw a Hail Mary from that far. He wanted to throw it from the 25-yard line.
And that's the thing is...
That's a jump ball at that point.
That's the thing is, same with the Raiders game, right? Sure, because... Honestly, I don't even know if I watched that play over, man. I don't even know if the Raiders knew that they got kind of screwed on that play. Like, I feel like they thought it was legit. It was weird. I didn't think a lot of them stopped. Like, they said the whistle happened, a lot of players stopped. I watched it, man. I didn't think a lot of them even stopped. I thought they kept playing it. So, my whole take with that was the same thing. Have the refs inserted themselves too much in the game? Yes. I'm glad from the Raiders-Bengals game to actually see referees penalized. I mean, it was almost like I didn't for a second I thought they were starting to get untouchable. I mean, after I saw was it Clay Marsh or what was it Cassius Marsh from the Bears? Yeah. When I saw stuff like that and there's just nothing comes of it, I started to think, wow, these guys really are untouchable. And it's always interesting to see like. Well, I say always. I mean, this is the first time I remember in a long time that referees actually got penalized for any sort of thing.
But you did hear about the news about that crew, right?
Yeah, they said they can't.
They're not refs anymore.
So that's why this is kind of new. Like this is like, oh, I hope that this is legit. Like it puts the refs on notice. Like, hey, maybe I can't just insert myself into the game so much. Like, did they affect these games in a major way? Yes. Did they change the game completely from, did they completely overhaul the game? No, I don't think so. Both the Raiders and the Cowboys, high penalties. Sure, the refs called those penalties, but like they deserved them, man. They were just bad the whole games. False starts over and over and over for the Raiders. I mean, they didn't act like they belonged. They didn't act like veterans. The Bengals, the young guys came in and stomped them because they were more disciplined than them. So
you mean the Niners? The Niners.
Well, I'm talking about the Raiders game. The penalties were so high that, like, even with that touchdown, like, sure, that changed the game.
What was the score?
26-19. 26-19. So it was a one-score game. So it definitely affected the game. but these guys were so undisciplined. They didn't act like they belonged. And we all know, like, when you're in a, when you're the underdog or the team that a lot of times people don't think belongs, and you're not you're not going to get the respect from the rest that you deserve. Now, whether it's right or wrong, that's another debate. But, like, and these guys didn't act like they belonged. They were just very undisciplined, and they acted, especially the Cowboys. They just did the same thing they did all year and thought it would pay off. And I'm like, you can't do that. You have to, but.
True. But I think watching that Raiders game, they made a lot of goofy mistakes. Like the kick returner catching the ball at the 2-yard line and then walking out of bounds. What are you doing, son?
He knew that there was a trick to that. Like, he knew there was some kind of trick to get the ball.
I mean, I've seen it happen before, but you got to step out of bounds first.
Right.
And he caught it and then went out of bounds. Like, dude, at that point, you could have just let it roll out of bounds.
And if you're a kick returner, man, and if that's all you do is kick return, you got to know the rules, man. You got to know what the 5 rules that apply to your position. Like, you just
being a kick returner and a punt returner, though, that's definitely a tough job, though. Regardless,
it's scary.
I mean, you got guys coming at you damn near almost 50 miles an hour. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's kind of tough to juggle. Like, hey, do I want to catch the ball or do I got time to do what I need to do and bounce? So
then punt returns, man, you have to look at the ball, be able to judge, like, all right, I think it's going to be here in such amount of time. Look at the guy and be like, okay, I think he's going to be here in such amount of time. Look back up the ball and be like, can I run this, or I got to call, But on kick returns, man, you got way more time than a punt return, and he just made the wrong play. Raiders shot themselves in the foot over and over. That being said, it was good to see that referees have some sort of, like, standard they have to hold up to, which I haven't seen in a long time. Like, so now, that being said, I kind of wonder if these guys weren't actually going to do any more games in the playoffs anyway, and the NFL was like, oh yeah, we're not going to have them do any more games. So we're penalizing them.
They probably won't have that same crew, but one of them or 2 of them will probably.
We'll see, but hopefully it puts the referees on notice. I do want them to take themselves out of the game more. But yeah, I think they affected both teams, but not as much as people are pretending.
I didn't like either how Dak gave credit to the fans for throwing garbage and stuff at the refs.
Like, he was making a joke.
No, but come on, bro. You can't say that, because if the ref let one of them linebackers knock your block off next year, then you're gonna be upset.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, it's okay to
relax. Well, they saved them a lot of time.
I mean, but he did come out and apologize for what he said, though. Today,
he should have. He don't want to blame.
He definitely is. But I mean, it's not just him. It's not just on Dak, though. I mean, let's be real.
It's not.
I don't think Dak made that call to run the draw. I mean, I know he could have said no, but I don't think that was his call to run the draw. But he did have a rough game, though.
It was just, like I say, it was just a bad game by Dallas. It was a Dallas Cowboy type of game.
Dallas, man. That's all it was.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
They couldn't block Joey Bosa.
Ezekiel Elliott project might be over in Dallas.
And it probably would have been over sooner if he wouldn't have got hurt.
I mean, he might be out of Dallas next year. Ezekiel Elliott might be gone. I know he was playing hurt and all, but listen, a lot of guys were. Man, if you're averaging 1 to 2 yards a carry,
I think all that wear and tear is finally.
If you're hurt that bad that you're averaging 2 yards a carry and you're like, oh, I'm trying to play through it. Listen, man, if you're having 4 yards a carry and you're hurt, and hey, no one's gonna hate you for it. But at 2 yards a carry, dude, you got to say I'm too hurt to do this. So I'm not hearing none of them excuses. Like, I know he was hurt, but everybody was. You got to know when you're too hurt and when you're hurt, where you're literally hurting the team.
Yeah, Dallas got a lot of figuring out to do in the offseason, especially with Cooper's contract coming up.
So let's talk about that. Let's switch over that because I do want to talk about that. What kind of offseason changes? Let's just start with Dallas. What do we see from Dallas that they need to change to be back next year and competitive in the playoffs?
I don't think they were a bad team. They just start slow. They start slow, like
I mean, but they started the first 5 seasons though off pretty fast though. I mean, and they led the league in the rushing yards.
And they led
that's
the
true.
league in points per game. I think, or
But I
was second in points per game.
But I think the thing with Dallas, it's almost like their team the whole season. You look good versus bad team.
Sound like the Browns.
I mean, you know, that's really what it is. Think about it. All the teams that they really beat up on were not that good. You know, you scored 56 on Washington. The second time you barely beat the Giants. And then the Eagles, you scored all them points in the season finale, but they rested, I think both sides of the ball. So it's like, you know, it's you all right, but you need to come with it when you playing better teams. Like really their best game this season was the first game of the year when they lost to Tampa Bay. But after that, they were very slow. And I think that it caught up with them Sunday. You know, the 49ers came to play. That defense, that D-line it was a long day for Dak. And then that offense, they couldn't stop nobody. Deebo Samuels was being Deebo again. And Jimmy Garoppolo did exactly what he needed to do to win.
Man, Deebo ran all over him. 70
he was the X factor. If you can take him away, because he's a big part of their offense, if you can like neutralize him a little, you might have a chance. But once he gets going, then Ayuk gets going, then Kittle gets going, things open up for Kittle. Then they running Elijah Mitchell at the backfield. They just come at you with a lot. It's like an avalanche, and Dallas experienced the avalanche. Although they couldn't get in the end zone, they did enough to win the game.
But yeah, like you said, to answer your question, what do they need to change in the offseason? I feel like they need to keep Jerry Jones out of the media, man, because
that ain't gonna happen.
I know it's not gonna happen. They need to keep him out of the media, man, because he's just always he's always hyping the Cowboys up, and the Cowboys always fail from Jerry Jones is hyping them up. But at the end of the day, like I said, they need to get some more protection for Dak as well on the offensive line, because that offensive line is looking not as good as it used to be back in the day. And Zeke, like we was talking about, that averaging 2 yards, that's definitely not Zeke material, especially with the money that they're paying him. So Zeke has to step up for sure. I mean, they were saying that this is supposed to be his bounce back year, but it wasn't no bouncing back this year, especially with him splitting, touches between, him and Pollard. So Zeke's got to step up, and then they got to figure out all that contract situation with Cooper and DeMarcus Lawrence as well. And I think they got a couple others. Van Eckel, I'm not sure if I'm saying his name is right.
Van Esch.
Yeah.
You see they spelled his jersey wrong?
Yeah.
By the way,
that's a tough name though. I
mean, as many.
Oh no, it's Vander Esch. My bad.
Vander Esch.
But they spelled it like Vander Esch or something. Like as many jerseys that there are and players there are, I'm surprised there haven't been more players misspelled in the past.
I can see if you misspell like somebody else played.
They just swapped the letters around, but yeah, it was just interesting to see. I mean, I didn't catch it; someone else caught it, so it's not like it. But yeah, I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often. Actually, I would say real quick, just one thing: the coaching game plan has to change, right? So if that means changing the coach, then maybe that's what it is. But honestly, I don't think that has to be that. Kansas City will be up 21 on someone, and they're still running trick plays. Like at some point, you have to get creative. You can't just be, well, we run it up the middle, and then we let Dak do his magic if it's 3rd and long. Like, you have to get creative. I don't feel like the Cowboys get creative. So for me, it's the coaching game plan. Either the coach needs to, get more creative next year, or maybe they need a new coach. I agree you can always swap in players here and there, whatever, but Listen, the Cowboys, the Chiefs, the Packers, they're always going to be at the top because you have talented quarterbacks. So what is that difference maker in each and every game? And I feel like it's creativity. And I don't really see any of that from, I see it in Green Bay and I see it in Kansas City. I don't see that creativity in Dallas with a game plan. But let's move on. Let's go Cincinnati.
So real quick.
Yeah.
Before you go to your next point, if you're Jerry Jones, do you try to trade Zeke and get a running back in the draft?
Zeke is untradeable, man. They paying him way too much.
Yeah,
I mean, it depends. Like
that's what I was thinking too. Like he's worth a lot.
If he's healthy next year, then I keep him. I mean, you got Pollard. Because worst case scenario, I can always just give more touches to Pollard if he's not. But right now, I got to see how healthy he is next year. That's what it is for me.
Because he'll be 27 next year. Okay.
Let's move on over to Las Vegas real quick. What is it from Las Vegas that they could change, that they could be here next year in the playoffs, if not a contender, an actual legit contender?
They need defense. No, seriously. Because think about a lot of games this year that they lost, the defense didn't show up. Think about the Monday night when they beat them, but the Ravens was on that comeback. And then think of Kansas City. You got a lead on them, and then Kansas City comes back and drops 42 on them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for them, they got to get some defense, man. They got to get some defense, and they got to get a number one receiver. Because I think Waller, I don't know if he was injured a lot or what, but you can't just depend on him and Renfro all season.
Yeah.
Renfro is only so much he can do. He's a slot receiver. You're gonna need a number one. I'm just thinking out loud, but if a Devontae Adams is available or somebody like that, you need to go get him. If whatever you got to do to get him to Vegas, do it. Because it's going to pay off.
Yeah, you need a receiver who can stay healthy. You got to find guys who can stay healthy. Like some guys, man, they just can't. They just don't stay healthy. I think Zay was hurt for a while this year.
Yeah.
Always hurt. All these guys get hurt. I know they lost one receiver early this year to certain other issues. Like legal issues.
Forgot about him too. Yeah, I forgot about him.
So I agree. The defense definitely. I just get the vibe about them that they're one of those teams that's always going to be middle of the pack. I don't know what they can like. They would need a major overhaul. So either you can watch the Raiders go 8-8 for the next 5 years until you finally decide, okay, we got to break this up, or you can break it up now and start over. But I don't really see. I mean, man, we would need some huge changes. But yeah, I think that defense needs an overhaul. Walt, what you got?
I was about to say, y'all missing the biggest piece, and that's the head of the snake. That's the head coach. You feel me? Like
I was just about to say that, but I think
you're gonna definitely need a head coach because losing him.
I agree, but I think that's like a given that they're gonna do. So I do definitely agree with you. But yeah, I'm trying to think of
I would give him a full season.
So
I would give the coach that they have now a full season. Because how many coaches could take over in that turmoil and still do enough to get you to a wild card game?
And possibly should have won it. Like
exactly.
Again, we're talking about the referees, like possibly could have won this game. It was ugly, but they could have won it.
Y'all saying the defense as well, but honestly, I feel like they biggest pain in their butt right now somewhat is kind of Derek Carr. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like he's up and down. It's like a couple weeks he'll be hot, and then next couple weeks he might not be. So it's like you got to find that consistency as well in the QB. And Josh Jacobs, man, he got to step up more as well, man. Like he's supposed to be one of the top tier running backs as well. I'm not saying he's gonna be supposed to be top 5, top 10, but
he was hurt a lot too.
Yeah,
and they're both streaky. Him and Carr and Jacobs are both streaky. And sometimes if they have good days on the same day, man, that team is good. It's just trying to get those two to line up. I will say about that is the only thing with Carr is I don't know who out there better they can go get right now. And that's why I'm saying, like, either you just got to break up the team, go 3-13, 3-14, and then try to get someone in the draft, or else you got to fix this team. And I think it needs a big overhaul.
It's just depending if they want to go there, though.
And it's somebody you can go get, and he wouldn't have to move that far.
Who you got in mind?
Russell Wilson.
I mean,
he's kind of on the West Coast. You know, you wouldn't have to start over with a rookie. Now, you know, would him and Sierra want to go to Las Vegas, Nevada? That's the thing.
I mean, but we just talked about he couldn't win without a defense and without consistent receivers. You got
that's
the same.
True.
You still have to
Very
fix
true.
it.
Very true. 100%. 100%.
Let's move on over. Let's try to hurry this one up. Let's do Patriots. What do the Patriots need to get back, take over that division?
I think Mac Jones just need another year under his belt.
Agree.
You know, come on, bro. You 2 years removed from Tom Brady. That's a lot. You know, that's like being 2 years removed and you the starting shooting guard for the Bulls. It's a lot. After Michael Jordan just retired. I'm like, bro, like, come on. Give me some time.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it short.
Michael Jordan. Give me some time.
I'm gonna keep it short. I'm gonna say, yeah, give them some age. I want to see where they're the next year, because, you know, like this young Seahawks, right? It's like, well, they didn't have any stars, but then the players they had turned into stars, and that's when the Seahawks became great. So I say give these guys some time. I want to see where they are next year. I don't think they need to overhaul anything majorly.
Yeah, I was just about to say they ain't got too much to upgrade. Honestly, the defense is still nice. They still, of course, got Bill Belichick, who's still one of the best head coaches in the game right now. So, and like you said, Matt Jones, that was only his rookie season. So this second year, I feel like he's going to improve.
All right, let's go Eagles. What's the one thing they need to fix right away?
I think between the Eagles, you say everything. Dang, dude. No, but Walt has a point, because it is like, you know, you got to build an identity. Are you going to be a downhill team, or are you going to be Jalen Hurts rolling out, looking for the open receiver? You know, it's like you got to build an identity. Defense, they okay. They probably bottom 15, you know, bottom 16. You know, you can't really win games when, you know, your defense can't stop nobody. It's just, it is what it is. But yeah, they got to build an identity, man. And I think Devontae Smith is gonna have to hit them weights in the off season, because he too little, and they've been jamming the hell out of him. He can't get off the line. It ain't he. You know, I think although he had 1,000 yards, he realized NFL is a lot different than playing at Bama. You know, you can run, but
I think he's a guy you have to find him in his spots. I think that's what was great about Alabama, is they were able to, you know, use him in the way that they could best use him. They didn't just have him run like a regular receiver.
But you got to think too, though, when you play at Bama, every team you playing ain't got a number 1, number 2 corner.
Right, but you see how the 49ers Deebo Samuels, and I think they could do the same with Devontae.
He's a lot smaller.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, I'm saying you just got to find ways to use him. Like, you don't always have to have 100 yards receiving. You know, you could like over the top. You could go underneath. You could do screen plays. You know, pass. You know, so all kind of things they do with him. I think they need to get more creative with the way their playbook. And then I think, man, Jalen Hurts is kind of like David Carr, man. You never know what you're gonna get from week to week. And they definitely ride or die with how well he is. So, you know, I agree. I think we give them some time as well, just like the Patriots. But
a lot of time.
I don't know, man. I think they do need to make some sort of changes, because, you know, they lost their tight end. this year, so they need to go out and get some players for him to throw to.
I think the positive thing for them, though, they're in a bad division. So if you can, split with the Cowboys, you can pretty much probably win that division.
Yeah. Let's go Steelers.
Clearly, quarterback. Being who knows if he's going to be there next year.
I think
I'm not sure if Mason Rudolph is going to be his replacement or if his name Dwayne Haskins. I don't know if he's still there or not, but pretty much they got to fill that QB spot just to that's replacing some big shoes by Big Ben. So Harris, he's still going to do his thing, of course, but that's pretty much just the biggest piece is just replacing the quarterback.
Yeah, we'll find out next year how good these receivers are, right? I
was just going to say that they're going to have to step up next year.
Yeah,
you can't give Najee Harris the ball 400 times each season.
Yeah, but they're going to have to step up. But I mean, they can't step up if they can't get the ball, though. That's what I'm saying. It just all depends who they got back there.
But Pittsburgh is in that tricky situation where you're good enough to make the playoffs, but not good enough to go deep, and not bad enough to get a draft pick. So I think they have to go hard to get a quarterback this year. Not in the draft. I'm saying try to go out and get someone who can ball, sort of like the Rams did with Matt Stafford, man. Go out and get someone who can find someone. I don't know who it is, but I think you can't just let this team burn out. You got a lot of talent on this team. You can't let it sink and then try to get draft picks years from now. I think they need to go hard trying to find a new quarterback. Let's do Cardinals real quick. Let's wrap this up.
Cardinals need a number one and a number two receiver.
They gotta stay healthy.
They gotta stay healthy. You just gotta stay healthy.
That's what I'm saying. But who is your number two, really?
I mean, it was AJ, but
I said Green, really, or Christian Kirk.
But they both have injury problems.
Yeah, Fitz was talking like he's not coming back.
Yeah.
Was he on the team this year?
No, he was sat out this whole year. He sat out.
Oh, okay. I don't remember seeing no number 11.
Yeah, he said he's been eating too much. He doesn't think he's fit to come back.
He did look a little, chunky in the face, though.
Good for him, man.
Just a little bit. But, I mean, who am I to say that? You know what I'm saying? But
we're disagreeing with him.
The coaching, it was like Kingsbury, it's like wasn't able to adjust to anything, to the game plan or nothing. It's just like everything was just the same. It's just I feel like he kind of put them in some bad situations with not switching up the game plan a little bit. So quarterback, and then like you said, John, health was definitely a big issue. Murray not having his number one, Hopkins. So I mean, that's definitely a big piece. They were 8-2 with Hopkins, and I think they were 3-4 without him. So
yeah, I always say the best team doesn't win every year. The healthiest best team wins every year. I gotta add to that, the healthiest best team that doesn't get screwed by the refs wins every year. But I think they just gotta stay healthy. And then second, they gotta protect Kyler. Listen, he made he made bad decisions when he was under pressure. He's got to overcome those. He's not a rookie anymore, so he's got to overcome those, but they got to protect him too. LeBron starts out the year telling people, listen, all you haters, keep the same energy when we're in the playoffs and we're rolling teams and all this stuff. Well, guess what? The Lakers kept losing, and so guess what? The haters' energy just kept building. So now LeBron issues an apology and says things are going to change. So are we seeing do we see big changes coming to the Lakers soon, as in trades, or do you think we're just going to see big changes as in LeBron's going to take over this team and say things are going to change around here? Westbrook, this is what's going to happen. It's my team. Whatever. What kind of change we're going to see, or will we see?
LeBron is in the trading business. Stop playing.
Man.
He would trade you quick.
Here he go.
Coming back.
Here he go. Because I guess LeBron is the general manager, right?
But let's be honest. LeBron, Michael Jordan, Kobe, they got that kind of pool. If you ain't doing your job, you're out of here. Let's just be honest. We, ain't none of us never been in the league, but come on, man.
I mean, we've been watching. I feel like we've been watching it long enough. We know a little something. So
yeah, 100%. Come on, man.
So what is the trade then, Nico? What is the trade that you think happens? If you want to, you don't have to, but if you want to make a
like
guess.
if I was the GM for the Lakers.
No, if you want to make a guess as Nico, what do you think we're probably going to see?
All right, I'm gonna put on my GM hat. If I could make a trade,
Okay,
I would try to trade Russ.
for who?
Not for Gobert. He ended him the other night.
Hell no.
Why would you add another big? That would just be ridiculous.
Yeah, that wouldn't. You know what though? I think they should have kept Rondo. They should have kept him.
Yep.
Because we see when Rondo and LeBron was on the court, LeBron could kind of relax. But it seems like when LeBron and Russ is on the court, LeBron got to be more alert than he was when he was by his damn self. He like, bruh, give me the ball. Give me the ball. Because you going we are 15. Give me the ball. You tripping.
It's definitely been a struggle for watching these games.
So that's what I'm interested to see is that attitude that LeBron used to give Mario Chalmers. Can he give that attitude to Westbrook? Does LeBron have that?
He could.
Because
yes.
But I don't think it would impact Russ as much as it impacted Chalmers.
Definitely.
Because not. Russ is Russ. You know, he's been triple dubbed for 10 years.
That means nothing.
So he gonna take it and be like, nigga, whatever.
So you're saying that there is no one in the league possibly who can get through to Russ to change his game?
No, no. You done
okay,
had Kevin Durant, James Harden, and LeBron. Ain't none of them.
But you get the vibe that Kevin Durant is a speak-up guy, like to tell anyone.
No, he's not.
No, absolutely not. That's
right. We have seen that from LeBron, but I don't know we've ever seen him speak up like that to a superstar. We've seen him treat other players like that who weren't superstars, maybe yell at Kuzma or Mario Chalmers stuff in the past, but I don't know we've ever seen. The only thing we know about LeBron is, well, and I say no, I can't even say that, but the only thing we hear about LeBron is that he does these, so I'm not getting through to this guy. I'm going to need him traded, That's the only kind of thing we've ever seen with superstars. That's the best
way to do it. Hey, like Pat McAfee.
That's what I'm saying.
That's business.
I'm sure LeBron has said something.
Don't you think Michael Jordan would yell at Scotty? Don't you think Michael Jordan, or do you think he didn't even? Is there any player who has the power to yell at other superstars?
Of
the
course.
way like Brady does his players.
Of course, but it's also a thing of respect. Like, you're not about to talk to me crazy. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you LeBron.
I ain't saying LeBron talk crazy. I don't get that vibe from LeBron like he talks.
But I think a lot of times people take it that way.
Exactly.
You're not talking to me crazy, but you're not doing your job.
Nowadays, in this generation, it's a lot of sensitive people now. I'm just saying. So.
Very. Y'all know. We've seen it.
I don't know. I wouldn't. I'm actually thinking like I wouldn't be surprised to not see a trade.
Like, honestly, I know they're not going to trade Westbrook, so I'm gonna put on my GM hat. You know what I'm saying, and try to do a realistic trade.
All right, wrap it up, Paul. What you got?
I'll say
how we fix the Lakers right now.
I'll say they would either try to trade for maybe Gary Trent Jr. That's a shooter, and that's defense. Or Jeremy Graham from the Pistons. Jeremy Grant from the Pistons. And if Buddy Hield is still available, why not Buddy?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Who are you trading? Who are you letting go, though?
So Buddy's a lot to let
go Horton. Like Horton Tucker, man. Okay. Definitely got to let go of Horton Tucker.
But for Buddy Hield money, you almost have to get rid of Westbrook. Like, because that's a lot of money. You could almost package a deal where you get more than that. But
is Sacramento going to take on Westbrook's money, though? Because Westbrook is owed a lot of money next year.
I mean,
yeah. What do you know about 40?
I think so.
Sacramento just want to sell tickets, and Russ might be able to sell a few for them. I don't think that's kind of.
That might be how you sell out a couple games.
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook experience.
But at the end, I feel like Frank Vogel is going to take the blame for this, though, and I hate for him to take the blame just because of the fact of the players are not doing their job.
Yeah, but he also got a lot of credit. That's the thing, is there are a lot of coaches out there got a lot of credit for winning just because LeBron was on their team too.
And I did say that last year. I was like, man, and that was either the last year or the year before that. I was like, man, Frank Vogel was like doing a hell of a job.
That's what I love about the success Eric Spoelstra is having. It's like, I'm so glad to see Spoelstra winning without LeBron, because like, okay, yeah, this guy can coach in this league. It's hard to tell some guys, you know what I mean? Like, man, is Steve Nash a good coach? I don't know, because he's always had 3 to 4 superstars on his team ever since he's been a coach. For me, I guess
this is his first time.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm saying it's hard to know if he's really a good coach or not.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, he holds up the clipboard at halftime. It says "shoot," you know. It just hands it to KD. Like, listen, what else? What other game plan do you need? You know.
Yeah, you got to hand it to Kyrie now with KD being out.
Yeah, just says
Kyrie only can play on the road though. So
it just says get your vaccines.
Probably in James Harden hands for now.
We don't know if you want it in his hands.
Point guard James Harden.
I would say if you want to go a more affordable route, I'd see if Robert Covington's available. You get defense and shooting.
I actually like the
Lakers.
Where is he at? In Portland?
But
that could work. That could work.
But yeah, I don't think we're gonna see a huge overhaul. I think we might see 1 or 2 small moves with the Lakers, but I think the big overhaul, if there's any, is I think LeBron's gonna take back his team. It doesn't really seem like it's LeBron's team right now, and I'm being serious. I don't feel like this is LeBron's team. I don't think it's anyone's team. I think it's literally just a bunch of guys just out there doing their thing.
LeBron need to come on home, man. That's what he need to do. Come home, man.
But I ain't gonna lie, that would look bad though. That would look bad. Because they'd be chasing rings.
I feel like it's looking bad right now for him to be in LA to try to end his legacy in LA. I'm sorry, like I'm a huge LeBron fan, but I just don't feel like he needs to end his legacy.
We're gonna do a few more draft days shows before that, so there's more to talk about that. But last thing, what is your top play from the Super Wild Card weekend? Week 1.
He is so.
What you got, Nico? Start it off, Nico. What you got?
The interception, man. That interception by Micah Hyde, man. For the Bills. He came out of nowhere. That dude.
That was tough.
I think he came from the hash mark to the corner of the end zone to make that catch.
Yeah, he covered a lot of ground trying to get that interception.
That was a crazy catch.
And that angle was crazy how he was getting that too, man. That was probably like one of the craziest interceptions I've seen in a minute. Probably since that one hand.
Crazy catch. And when Singletary scored his second touchdown, that jump cut, he boom took it to the outside.
Singletary nice. He's nice. They don't always use him a lot, but man, he's nice.
When they come back.
I'm gonna real quick. I'm gonna let Walt wrap up the show. I'm gonna say Kansas City, man. It was one of my favorite plays, and it went totally untalked about. But Tyreek Hill caught a pass, and actually the next play was kind of awesome too. Tyreek Hill caught a pass, and the whole defense was, running this way. And instead of turning around and catching it and run toward the end zone, he ran past the defense back toward his own line of scrimmage. And the whole defense was like looking at him like, where are you going? And then he turned it back around and added like 10, 15 yards to it. It was one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. I'm like, this dude does this stuff all the time. I've seen him sidestepping before. And the guys are literally confused by the stuff this guy does on the field. But the next play, Pat Mahomes does this where they're rolling out, and then 2 defenders are right there, and he looks and he just flips it right through the middle. So you see that underhand throw he threw right
do that. I ain't gonna lie. If I was a defender,
there were 2 defenders standing right there, and they went right between them both, and they're just like they both had to be sitting there like, are you kidding me, man? That went right past their hands, man. Like if they just didn't know what's coming. So, but I'm gonna go with the Tyreek Hill, man. That play caught me. I was like, what did he just do? I had to watch it again. They didn't even really show it on the screen like what he did. I was like, I had to go look it up. I'm like, this dude just ran backwards toward his own team. And
he didn't get his justice.
The whole team was looking at him like, where's that dude going? He's going the wrong way. And then like they just stood there and like watched him for a second, and then he took off. I was like, dude, this dude pulling everything. But I'm gonna go Tyreek Hill. Walt, wrap us up. What you got?
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say, keeping it LA, you feel me? My boy Odell Beckham scoring his first career TD touchdown pass. You know what I'm saying, in the postseason. You feel me? And it was the first score of the game. You feel me? So it's like he made a statement. You feel me? And I like. I like that.
I was happy for him.
I was like, it felt like after he scored that, it's like he brought energy to the stadium, man. And it's just like the Rams went crazy after that. So it's like, I'm giving it to my boy Odell, man. And he had a hell of a game. He had more passing yards than Kyler Murray did in the first half as well, too. So
he had receiving yards.
No, passing.
He had a passing.
He had a 40-yard. He had a 40-yard pass.
Oh, to Akers. Oh.
And Murray had like 28 yards at halftime.
Yeah, he had like 26.
Dude, it was bad.
I'm gonna definitely say my boy Odell, man. So
I was wishing that Odell had gone out on the boat with the boys the night before just to prove to people like it don't make no difference.
There you go.
I'm so happy for him, man. I'm so happy, but
I am too, man. And I just felt like he made a statement with that play, man. And it just, like I said, it just felt like it lit up the stadium after that. So.
That's going to do it here on Real Deal Sports. Y'all stay healthy. Come back and watch us again.
Take us out, Walt.
It's your boy, Big Walt. My boy, Nico, John. Appreciate y'all watching Real Deal Sports, man. I'll holler at y'all next time, man. Check us out. Link in the bio. Real Deal Sports YouTube channel. We out.